Now take a look at the following photo. What do you see? Right? You can see a young woman and an old woman, right? What you see depends on your focalization. This is the main focus of the next theory, cognitive theory. So what is cognitive theory? It is how and why people learn by linking these to cognitive activity. It began in the 1950s as a branch from behaviorism because it was said that behaviorism neglected cognition. It moves beyond behaviorism because it proposes that how one thinks affects how they behave, which moves beyond thought being defined as behavior. There are some key points of cognitivism. The first one is cognitivism is based on the thought process behind the behavior. Changes in behavior are observed and used as indicators as to what is happening inside the learner's mind. The mental processes such as thinking or memory or knowing and problem solving need to be explored. The cognitivist paradigm states that the black box of the mind should be opened and understood. The learner is viewed as an information processor, like a computer. Cognitivism uses the metaphor of the mind as a computer. Information comes in, becomes processed, and leads to certain outcomes. There are two main people involved in cognitivism. The first one is Kurt Lewin, and the second one is Robert Gann. Thanks to cognitivism, Benjamin Bloom introduced Bloom's taxonomy. It is a practical way of classifying curriculum goals and objectives. He identified 6 levels in the cognitive domain: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Then, in 2009, Overbaum introduced another version of Bloom's taxonomy, including 6 domains also: remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. In this new version, creation is the last domain, the highest level of cognition. According to Bloom's taxonomy, the level of students' cognition can be recognized by teachers answering some certain questions in specific stages of students' learning. For example, in the first stage, the first domain, remembering, the question to be answered is, can the student recall or remember the information? The second one, understanding, can the student explain ideas or concepts? Then can the students use information in a new way in applying? Can the student distinguish between different parts in analyzing? And in evaluating, can the student justify a stand or decision? And in creating, can the student create a new product or point of view? So how do teachers implement cognitivism? A teacher implements cognitive learning theory into his or her class without technology by identifying different learning styles, creating a lesson plan that implements more than one learning style. And with technology, a teacher can create games on the internet that connect the lesson to different aspects of their minds. They can use the PowerPoint, connecting information to visuals such as pictures and videos. They can also use Excel and Microsoft and Inspiration to create graphs organizing information. Then how do students use it? The students can use cognitive learning theory without technology by doing activities in class, understanding how they learn and expressing it when needed, and doing an assignment in order of how they learn mentally. With technology, they can create PowerPoints that tie visuals to information. They can do research on the web, gather information at their own speed, and organize that information using Excel and inspiration to bridge knowledge and understanding. In summary, in behaviorists, we have the S to R. It means that we have the stimulus that goes to response. And in cognitivists, we have stimulus leads to cognitive function and then the response. So cognitive function makes the learner the controller of the learning process rather than the passive recipient. Let's take a look at the strengths and weaknesses of cognitivism. It is easily to see that the strengths of cognitivism is that the skills are transferred through different tasks in the learning process. What are the differences in the roles of behaviorism and cognitivism in second language acquisition? About the role of the learner in behaviorist theory, students are considered as a passive recipient of planned instruction. However, in cognitive learning theory, students are an active processor of learning. They are the one whose internal data processing mechanism operates. Behaviorists think that errors should not be made at all. However, cognitivists think that errors can be made because through errors one can learn. How about exposure? Behaviorists think that exposure is very necessary, but in a linguistically controlled way. And cognitivists think that exposure are plenty and is necessary also. Practice, drills and drills and drills. Constant repetition is definitely necessary with behaviorists. Cognitivists, however, think that practice is important, but rote learning and meaningless repetition is out.